And we are recording. Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Harbor Community Meeting. Today's August 20th, and that's official CNCF community meeting, which follows the CNCF Code of Conduct. Also, that call is recorded, so if you don't feel like being recorded, you're free to leave and watch the recording afterwards, or stay on the call and follow the Code of Conduct. My name is Orlan, and I'm the Harbor Community Manager. I'm going to paste once again into the chat the community meeting notes link. So please add yourself, add your topics there, and let's give it a go. All right, so let's see what we have for today. I've added few stuff, percent added few stuff as well. I see some new names. Do you want to folks introduce yourselves? Nope. Okay. So, all right. The first one is Prasant. You've added something about a PR. Can you want to share? Or should I share?
Yeah, you can share. It's just
Okay.
these are the fixes. I just want to know if we can merge it in 2.13 or like forward it back to the.
You mean
But we are so close to RC percent. Do you think we can
Yeah.
well into that 14.1?
Maybe yes, that's what I'm planning to like merge it. Since these are just fixes, we can like forward it to 14.1 or like minor versions. So
Okay.
yeah, there's two fixtures. One is copy pull button, like making the UI unresponsive. So this fixes that when there is no tags. So the other one is this is also an UI change, like not showing the error messages that is irrelevant to other users. So yeah. So yeah, please take a look, give it a review. Yeah. Pretty minor changes, so should be good. That's it from my side.
so? Yeah. So those two are fixes.
Yes, just fixes.
All right. All right. Anyone wants to comment to this one? Should we discuss this one? Okay. Okay.
I think we'll follow up offline, but Prasant, you're okay that we leave it and consider merging it in like patch release or
Yeah. Patch.
Okay.
Patch is good.
Yeah.
Since it's a fixes, I would appreciate if we can merge it in patch release to 14.1 rather than waiting for 2.15, because 2.15 we can have other features such as
Sure.
Angular upgrade or other things. Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, there may be some UT failures. You may wanna check that. I just look at
On
this
these fixes.
Yeah. 22136. Yeah. But I think we can follow up offline.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I have few stuff added as well. Like that's part of one of the issues. We have a lot of stale and piling up PRs around. So we have to do a better job of maintainers and to address this. For example,
but sometimes like we reply the PR asking for more detail, and for some reason the author of the PR stopped responding. Shall we
Absolutely.
just if that's so, shall we just close them?
I think so. If we have to work out a method, like first of all, we have the cleanup, right? But for some reason, for example, there's something, but that's in the Helm repository. That one is since 2023, and it's something that a lot of people are asking. I dropped a message today in the maintainers chat about this one, and it was approved by me and Vadim, and it was waiting another review just in case. But absolutely, when we don't have enough information, and we mark it as stale, it should be gone, right? But still, there are a lot of old, really, really old stuff. So my ask is if we can spend some time cleaning up all this or asking to follow up. If nobody responds, we can close this because it stays there for too long, right? And and it's looks bad in our statistics as a community that we have a lot of community PRs that are not merged. So if you can, I'm up to make a meeting like once every 2 weeks or something to do triage, PR triaging if you want, so we can have it a little bit more organized. If that works for you, if not, everybody can spend some time of their maintainers time to do that on their own. Depends on you, wherever you see more fit. I'm a fan of group triaging of PRs because that works, and we know that we have the time for maintainers to get together and to triage of old PRs.
Actually, that's somehow related. I'm also thinking we should have some regular maintainers meeting, not only to discuss PR, but also, there are some maintainers that are not very active, and I think we need to somehow deal with that. Maybe after 2014. Yeah, I think I'm okay with having regular maintainers meeting like every 2 weeks or monthly. But for triaging these PRs, I think because we do have PR triaging meetings weekly in Beijing, but for some reason these old ones, I don't know why they're marked never stale. So I think just let me clarify with Jan tomorrow in the office. And if needed, we can also discuss in the maintainer regular meetings. Will that
Yeah,
work?
yeah. Absolutely. I know, Daniel, we've been doing that when I was at VMware still. I know you have that internal kind of meeting to do the triaging, but I think we should make it more open, so the rest of the maintainers can even contributors to join and to discuss this kind of future discussions. It will be more useful for everybody, right? So
Yeah, but this is how I think about it. If this PR is really important to the contributor, he will come to the community meeting and
absolutely.
talk to us directly, right?
Absolutely.
So
I'm 100% with you on this one, but still it's in our role as maintainers to nurture that behavior from the maintainers, like to invite them from the contributors, I'm sorry, to invite them and to get them into speed, right? It's some of them are not contributors to projects. They don't know how that works. So we have to teach them in a way. So yeah, it's something that we should do. That maintainer batch is having that responsibility with it. So yeah, but that one in particular, I've been asked by a few members of the community offline, like they DM'd me about the spot disruption budget, which they've tested. It's working. So I'm gonna ask once again if you can take a look, and it's like sitting there for too long. right? If
Yeah,
you can take
for
a look.
some reason, I think we've been triaging the Helm chart PRs and marked a few interesting ones
Mhm.
as a label, like we want to handle that in next release, but for some reason this one is not on the list.
That I don't know how that kind of slipped between. So yeah, just spare some time. It would be great. I've reviewed it.
Yeah,
Volume
for
review.
this particular one, I think we'll follow up. If it's okay, I think maybe we can make them into next release or next patch.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I've added the two links, like for the home and for the main release. We have very old ones, even before 2023. So please take a look. So we can close some of this and we can clean up our pile of PRs. So yeah. Or if we don't close them, to follow up one last time with the contributor, if they still see that issue, if it was fixed, so we can have some of this in, or to close them and to clean up. And if someone have them again, they'll pop up organically again. So it's a little bit of cleansing kind of thing. All right. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, team. Florian, you're the next one.
Yes, the same issue as 2 weeks ago. There is often people asking why they can't use a Robo account to configure everything in Arbor. So I asked them to open an issue in Arbor core, but I think maybe we should discuss about have a super Robo account or an admin Robo account that could configure everything in Arbor and not only the actual Robo account.
Yeah, I think generally the design of robot account is used for certain tasks, and we try to extend it. It's not designed to do anything. It's mainly for a security reason. For example, robot account should not be able to extend the lifespan of other robot account or something like that. That's looks like a security hole to us. And as for doing system configuration, I think that can be opinionated, but currently our opinion is that, including me, my opinion is that it should be done by the system admin, and using a robot account to do it, because robot account is some secret easily be shared and changed by someone, and I don't. I think for some particular actions we can discuss, but in general, I don't think we want to make robot account be available for anything. So for the particular case that the user want to use a robot account to update system configuration, is there any concern that why he cannot use it like a admin credential to call the API to do that if he really want to automate it? Otherwise, you're sharing a very high I mean you're sharing a very high level permission to other systems. I think it's the same. You share the admin credentials. So normally you should ask the admin to do it in person. If you really want to automate it, you use the admin's credential. That's my current thinking model. Maybe we can discuss a little bit more. But in general, I don't think robot account is designed to do anything.
Okay, so maybe, but I think most of the time it's with people that don't use, I mean, they use LDAP or OIDC or something like that to connect to Arbor, and they don't want to use regular admin account, so they would like another account to connect to Arbor to configure it.
Yeah, yeah, I'm thinking maybe we can introduce a mechanism that a user if he doesn't want to share his LDAP password, he can generate like an API key, so which has the same level of permission as himself, and in the audit, it will be audited as himself. There's the same person doing the thing. It just do not use a user password, but use a API key managed by himself. Maybe that would work, but that will require some design.
Yeah, of
So
course.
it will take some time to implement that. But I think that may be a better fix than a robot account, because robot account we don't really audit it, like who created it, why this robot account is still available, why it's shared everywhere. It's hard to protect and track, in my opinion. But if you use the API key, because the key belongs to yourself, you share it to others, but others use it in the system, it will still be you. So I imagine the people sharing the API key will be more careful.
Okay.
So from my understanding, they're trying to replicate what the operator was supposed to be doing, right? To have, for example, remote configuration possibility through the account.
In this issue, they would like to use a robot account with the Arbor Terraform provider, but with robot account, they don't have enough privilege to do some action. So
Yeah.
they have to use an admin account. So
Yeah, that's my point. They want to use some kind of, in this case, they call it the robot account because that's kind of natural to the name, to do some configuration, right? Instead of, yeah. So Daniel, your idea with the key per user, for example, for admin, or to create users for different integrations, like with Jenkins or whatever, that's gonna work. So they can do all this configuration externally.
Yeah.
It seems like they would like to edit the whitelist for CVEs, the system wide. So I think it's a security hole if we're gonna do this, right? Because you're gonna allow robot accounts to pretty much say, okay, this CV can be whitelisted for the whole organization, for the whole system, actually. I think it's in the very beginning in the description. Scroll up a bit. So just in the very beginning, there's an error. Yeah, so in here, modifying ID system CV allow list. Yeah, so generate a harbor with global system plus project privileges and try to apply new CV in the whitelist. And I think I agree with Daniel. It's a security hole because you're gonna allow the robot account to pretty much whitelist CVs in your system, right?
Yeah, I think it's a little tricky to define a really clear line to know if this action should be assigned to robot account or not. I think currently, I think we need to discuss it like case by case, and it's always opinionated. So, yeah.
Then I have a question about. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I kind of implemented a similar story, but like what Daniel suggested, I have an admin account, and then I have a password that I rotate quite often. So that admin account is kind of like an automation account. So that one can do this. But then, yeah, you watch for passwords, rotation, and who gets access to that account from like how that perspective or any other user management perspective.
Yeah, but I think what Florian mentioned that if you in the LDAP integration, you don't want to share the LDAP password to others, and that's also a valid concern. So maybe API key it can be an option. Yeah.
And question 2%, is this functionality part of the Harbor CLI possible, or like do we have that in the pipeline to do this kind of stuff? Because I thought like the CLI is kind of should take some of these responsibilities out and then implement them to like do this kind of configuration stuff.
Currently, no. Currently, the CLI is more of an mimic of an harbor UI rather than having extra features.
Yeah, but yeah, that's it. You can set up that through the UI, right? With the proper account. So
Yeah.
So I'm circling back to what Konstantin said. If you have account with the proper password, and then you can do that integration in a hacky way, but maybe we can work out a more definitive description of what robot account should do and it is designed to do, and everything else is like out of the line for as of now, and everything else should be achieved different way, not through the robot account. Or people
it's
are not
like
reading the document.
Yeah.
it's like the CV whitelist. Like you pretty much you have your CVs for your images, and then you're saying, right, that some CVs they can be whitelisted that you don't consider as blockers. And then I can see how it may be there is a need to automate it. So you don't have to manually go like log into hardware system settings and enter those CVEs, but on the other side, it is a system-wide setting.
Yeah.
Right now, that setting is not per project, right? It's, or I'm wrong.
You can do CV allow list per project, but yeah, you need to manually do it for each and every project.
All right, so what we do with this one? Shall we set up some kind of discussion if we want to extend the robot account scope, or we have to, or we gonna think about a different mechanism to achieve this kind of setup? Or
Yeah, I
do
would
we think
suggest
that,
we use some other mechanism for this. By reading the title, if anyone want to use a robot account to maintain system configuration, I think it's probably not a good idea. So, but
There
instead,
is
if we
sorry.
please go ahead.
Yeah, so per project, only project admins, right, can create, edit, remove CV whitelist. So those robot accounts, they need to get the project admin rights. But if it's system-wide, then it's the only system admin can do it, right? Not a robot account at all.
But the permission is for robot account is in a different level of granularity. We can define like a finer grain control to assign a certain action to robot account. Although only system admin can do A, B, C, but we can assign like action B to a robot account. Technically, that's possible now, but I think when we do that, we will be very careful. So in particular for this requirement, we want to use robot account to change system configuration. In general, I don't think that's a good idea. I don't think we should allow robot account to do that. So I think use a API key somehow managed by the admin. It will be tracked as the same person in the audit log. Maybe a better approach.
okay, so we pack this one for now, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Prasant, you added 2 more. You want to share? Or should I?
Yeah, I can share the screen. Okay. So there are Two things. For since we are 2.14, we may take some of the like long running and like more of the community wanted issues for 2.15. Like these issues have been hanging for quite a long time in Harbor. Uh, like 2020, 2018, like these are like 4 to 5 years. This issue has been piling up. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe we can. Some of these are really good to add for Harbor. For example, ARM64, and then uh,
Yeah.
there are some more like multi-host name. This is one of the issues. So yeah, also this one is also good. So maybe we can take some of these issues and maybe target it for 2.15. Uh,
Yeah.
so that's
Yeah. Thank
all.
you for providing this query. I think, yeah, when we are um um mm, planning 2.15,
Yeah,
that will be a good reference, like to prioritize the work, like what's most interesting to the community.
yeah.
Okay.
That's one thing. And the other one is the end-to-end test migration. So since I'm currently working on this one, so
Mm-hmm.
for 2 to 3, uh, I think pretty much these are the tests that I'm working on. So what I think for in the common GC robot and the routing robot tests, which is test to check every um, how the UI looks, and how it's going to do is they are checking the XPath, which I don't think is a good way um, to test the XPath, because XPath may change when we do changes to the, what exactly is it? Uh, yeah, for example, this one, let's take, so it's gonna search the XPath and then like what's the button and things like that. So the problem with this is it's gonna change when I do the Angular upgrade. Everything is gonna change, like because uh, and I don't think this is in the long run. This would add more troll than more being more useful, because you need to, for every UI change you need to change the E2E test. um, Even for like if you do the Angular update for V19, they have pretty much removed some of these things, like the HTML um custom
Mm-hmm.
tags or something, and they have revised it. So this may change, and we need to like go through every one of these tests, like all these things, and then change every one separately. And I think it's better if we do something like other uh, UI uses. For example, like take snapshots of the UI rather than relying on this one. We can have a snapshots of the UI. So uh, we have a good snapshot and we compare it to the new snapshot. If the change is pretty wide, we can check. But otherwise, if the change is very similar, and we can do, one good project is Jaeger. Jaeger tracing has this kind of test where the UI they don't have E2E in kind of searching the XPath, but they have snapshot of the UIs. So if the UI
But
changes,
that,
Mhm.
yeah, please go ahead. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
for example, if the image is gonna be at the snapshot, and if I change the arrow icon or something, arrow to left, arrow to right arrow, like we can, the UI snapshot will show that this arrow has been changed instead of relying on the XPath, and we can verify it. Okay, this is a change, and if it looks good for us, we can like accept it rather than going and fixing the XPath. We can directly like look at the snapshots and then um fix it. So yeah,
But that's not automated, right? I mean, people need to check the snapshot to find out if they look the same or not, or they
I
can
mean
the
this is better than fixing XPath, right? Because XPath,
um because I think for checking the UI, I think we need to automate it. If there's a way to automate it, we can do it. But XPath here, as far as I know, it's not only for checking the UI, it's also to locate the component and to, move on with the workflow. So in that part, I'm not sure if there's a other way to like find a button easily other than XPath and
Mhm.
click it, and so to mimic that workflow of people using Harvard's UI. Yeah,
Mhm.
I understand changing this uh, test is cumbersome, and yeah, when we have some bandwidth, we're gonna work with you together. We make the change, but
Okay.
I think the task to verify the workflow um, is still an asset to the project, and we should not remove them. Although
I mean,
it may,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So sorry to stop you. Go ahead.
No, that's just my main point. My point is, we use XPath for the workflow to verify the end-to-end functionality. Um, if we have other way rather than XPath to do it via the UI and verify the workflow, I think I'm okay to make the change, but we should not skip this test at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
So okay, my point would be to like the one major downside of this having this XPath is like uh it's not for good for contributors. Like I think pretty much everybody like don't have idea, like for example like UI developer don't have any idea about the robot test case or something, but they will definitely have experience if they are an Angular dev. They will definitely have experience with the snapshots I have said, and then they would also have experience working with um, a kind of a puppeteer flow or something, right? So
I'm not
yeah,
very convinced. I mean, if they make the change, they need to have a way to test it and automatically. If there's a way to do that, not using XPath, I'm fine. But if there's no way to test it in the automation
yeah, we
test,
can,
we need to use it. Yeah.
yeah, sorry, but we can like if we want to check the usability, like if the function, the harbor works as an application, then the better way is to check it with the API server rather than checking it in the UI, right? So if the
Right.
API
So that's
server
why we
works
are.
fine,
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, we are adding more and more test case from the API level instead of the UI level. So you are saying that we should remove this UI test. At this moment, I'm not very convinced we should do that. I know changing the S path is a lot of work when you upgrade Angular, but um, uh, I think we need to discuss a little bit more to make
yeah.
decision, but currently I don't think I'm convinced because this is an asset. At least there are some test case to verify the UI automatically. But you are suggesting that we don't need to do this. As long as we do API, we're good. Yeah. That fall back to a question like how important these test cases are. Um,
Um,
I
I
don't
think
think
that
I
yeah,
can make
I
it.
think yeah, I think from the validation perspective, the API test and the end-to-end test are different area. So given we
Mhm.
have some API test cases, but we still need to have some end-to-end test to validate the build, right? So otherwise we cannot know whether the UI is works or not. So given we compare the screenshot that you mentioned earlier, but we still need some automation task case to validate the scenario that user
Yeah.
click some button in the Harbor UI and can
Hmm.
finish some, right?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you are testing with the UI, we should go with, rather than using this XPath to do the thing, we should
Mm-hmm.
go with specific Angular driven UI test.
I didn't say the UI test. I mean the end-to-end test.
Yeah, the end-to-end test can be done in the Angular because since you're just
Mhm.
interacting with the
Yeah.
UI and then clicking clicks, uh,
Mhm.
you can rather use it Puppeteer here or like any other kind of snapshot thing. They don't, I mean, in the snapshot, they don't capture the screenshots. They are snapshots of the HTML syntax. And the good thing is you can like swap it out easily rather than like deprecate the old snapshot. This is the new one and follow this, and it's gonna follow that. And if it breaks, you can directly see it from the pull request that the test fails because of the snapshot differs, and you can like add it to the pull request to update the snapshot. So yeah, that's idea. And then for the NTE, we can do the same thing. For example, like sign in, you can just need to go and fill up 3 steps, I guess 3 to 4 step. Uh, yeah.
Yeah. If there is Angular some technology to fully cover what the E2E test covers now, I think I'm fine to make the update. But the hard part is we don't have UI expertise. I know very little about it. So
Okay.
yeah. So if you think that work, you can maybe do some demo and we can discuss if that's better than XPath or not. And you can try to convince me. But at this moment, I think unless we agree that there's a better way to do the same thing, we should not remove the XPath. I hope that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, I get it. So yeah, I will test it out. Like I said, like I would not use Puppeteer, but maybe the snapshot. I think there are some libraries which we can use. I will probably create a demo or something in, to the next meeting, and let's see if we can like mimic the same behavior or yeah, because
Yeah.
I have created a lot of issues regarding the migration pipeline, and
Yeah.
that part is nobody has the expertise to work on it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Really
so yeah,
appreciate your effort, and we know this is difficult. Yeah, we initially want to fix ourselves, and we found it very hard. But yeah, if you have a better idea to cover what's covered now, I think
yeah,
I think I'm fine to make the change. And offline, I'll also talk to some UI expert in my company, like if there are some better way to do this.
okay, yeah, good, good
you.
then. Thanks for the time.
Do we need to go on with this one, or should we?
Yeah, I think we clarify the follow up. Prism will try to use some other like Angular based technology and do some demo to see if that work. And I will try to reach out to some UI expert in my company, like if there are some better way than XPath to cover the E2E test.
Okay.
I think yeah, I think we have closed the loop and we have follow up. Yeah.
I'm also gonna ask internally the folks, maybe they can help as well. So all right, next one. I've requested the Docker Hub open source program account. We were accepted, and our account will be processed in the next 2 weeks. So once that's done, we'll notify you. Just
Cool. Thank
update
you.
on this one. Yeah. And the next one, and so far the last one in the list, is from Thomas about 2.14 release date.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's something I can. Yeah. Let me share the screen. I'll give you a brief introduction about the releases we're working on. So we're working on 2.14.0, and we've reached feature complete August 12th. And hopefully, Prasan, I also ask you and Vadim, maybe you can run some tests in your environment about this FC build. But we are planning to tag RC1 and cut release branch next week, and we try to GA in early September. And after that, we will work on 2.14.1. We have already added label to 1 or 2 issues that we want to fix in 2.14.1, and we want the feature complete. Oh, okay. Yeah, there should be 2 lines, but anyway, FC around the end of September because there's a long public holiday in China in early October, and when we are back in mid-October, we're gonna GA. And 2.15.0, we will start to plan it after we reach the RC, and we will define a milestone like feature freeze. So before feature freeze, we can add labels, mark candidates, and triage them and decide what we will work on in 2.15.0. And after this feature freeze milestone, we have like a concrete list of the work items we want to work on, and then like other releases, we're gonna develop a rich RC, and the GA time approximately will be next January. I mean January next year. Does that help?
Yeah, totally. Thank you very much.
I have one from my side about the releases. In the past, when I was at VMware, we had someone internally who was taking the role for product manager for the hardware shipped with Tanzu. Do you still have that person is internally? And do that person somehow helps out with the releases? And because we discussed that a few times already, that we don't have like a release manager. Shall we? Do we still think that we need this kind of role within the project? Because all that, like release dates, candidates, and whatever, all that can be managed by that release person.
Yeah, I think currently I'm taking that role. And what's your concern? Is there a lack of transparency or?
No, not lack of transparency at all. I'm just curious if we still think we need that dedicated person or a role for this stuff.
I don't think we have that person in Broadcom, and I'm okay to continue taking this role. So that's the status.
All right. Yeah. It was just general ask, nothing else. All right.
Okay.
Thank you. So I think that's pretty much end of the list for today. Anyone wants to add something in the very last minute? We have 15 minutes more, so we can open the floor for some questions, asks, concerns, whatever. Nope. All right. In that case, I'm going to close the call for today. Next week, I'll be in Amsterdam on Open Source Summit. If someone is going to be in Amsterdam next week in the RAI Convention Center, please drop by the booth and say hi. I'll be happy to meet you if you're there. So with that, thank you very much, everyone, for today's call, and hope to see you in 2 weeks' time.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So much.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.